of the municipal building and on the township website. I would like to now invite David Penna from American Legion Post 228 to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I ask you to please remain standing for a moment of silence for those who defend our freedom, both near and not so near. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Capides.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Weber.
Here.
Committeewoman DuBois. Here. Committeeman Huber.
Present.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Present. He took my present this time.
Good evening, everybody. Good to see you as always. Happy February. It seemed like January would never end, but we're here. Let's start with a couple of announcements. First, to let everyone know, on Monday, February 17th, all municipal offices will be closed in observance of President's Day. There will be a professional property appraisers will make a presentation on reevaluation for the seniors on Thursday, March 5th at 11 a.m. at Chisholm Community Center. And they will also present here at a Township Committee meeting on Tuesday, March 10th, 7 p.m. at Town Hall. Just for those who are aware, just to let you know again, we're entering that year where all our homes are going to be reevaluated. And this is the company that has been approved to reevaluate all our homes, and they're going to be doing a presentation for the members of the public at Town Hall during a Township Committee meeting, and they're also going to be visiting the seniors. They were going to go through a step-by-step process of the process and procedure of them coming into your house to value it, what they're wearing, what they're going to bring, what the policy and procedure is. That will all be explained in great detail at these two presentations. You can come here. Also, if it's a Township Committee meeting, it will also be broadcast on YouTube and also on Facebook. For those residents who cannot attend, can also see it on those two outlets.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
If I may?
Sure.
If you can't make the meeting here, you can go to the seniors. Even if you're not in the seniors club or anything, you're still welcome to go. You can go.
Okay.
And again, that's Thursday, March 5th, 11 o'clock at Chisholm for the seniors. And they will be part of our regular Township Committee meeting on Tuesday, March 10th, 7 p.m. here at Town Hall. Also, at a Township Committee meeting the end of March, on March 24th at 7 o'clock, there's going to be a vaping presentation for the public, the members of the community, at our Township Committee meeting on Tuesday, March 24th. Committeewoman DuBois, would you like to speak a little bit on our Black History Month celebration and program, please?
Yes, I'm finally starting to get my voice back. It's been 17 days of straining this thing. Somebody's telling me to be quiet. I don't know who it is.
We were hoping you wouldn't get it back.
Doctor gave me some steroids. I could hit a home run 450 now, and I'm getting my voice back. On February 19th, from 7 to 9 at Chisholm, we're going to be holding what has now become an annual Black History Month evening. Mayor Capides and I started working with some local residents. This is our third year now where we've tried to extend the MLK presentation that happens in January and carry something into Black History Month in February. And this year's event, we're going to have a screening of the film More Than a Month by Shakri Hassan Tillman, where he explores Black History Month as it relates to education, history, identity, and commercialism. The movie is just under an hour, and then we will have a discussion. We have discussion questions that go along with the film. So we're going to have refreshments, discussion, the film, and anyone's invited. Again, it'll be at Chisholm, February 19th from 7 to 9 in the senior room, and we hope to see a big audience. Last year, we explored Union County's Black history, and we had a great presentation. And the first year we did it in 2018, we focused on Springfield's Black history, and we had a lot of information about the square and other important things that have happened in Springfield. So this is, again, our third year doing something like this, and we continue to grow, and we hope to have as many people there as possible.
Thank you, Committeewoman DuBois. our work session on Monday, February 24th. You know, we had our last work session in January on the topic of Ruby Field. I think it was very well received by the community. We as a Township Committee got a lot of good ideas of how to move forward with the improvements to that field, and we thank everybody for coming and attending. And again, as our second work session comes in the end of February on the 24th in this room, the work session topic is going to be about redevelopment. I know we have several redevelopment projects in town. There's a lot of people asking a lot of questions about what's happening and when. This project is at this point. We have another project in another stage. What's going on? What are the latest updates? What have the communication been between the township and the developers in each of these individual projects? And so our work session for the 24th is going to be an update on every redevelopment project that we have in town. Including in that presentation will be all of our professionals, our engineers, our township planner. I have reached out to the chairman of the planning board. All these different entities, again, are going to be coming to in here. And also, again, if you can't be here, we'll obviously have it on YouTube and also on our Facebook.
Oh, no,
page.
if it's a workshop, it won't be televised.
Oh, no, you're right, I'm sorry. Won't be, sorry, but just come here, and again, we'll get your questions answered. With that, our last proclamation and announcement this evening, we have a swearing in of Detective Foster Ziegler. It's Resolution 2020-81. Do I have a motion, please?
I'll read the resolution.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Resolution 2020-81. This resolution ratifies and confirms the promotion of Corporal Foster Ziegler to the rank of detective within the Investigation Division of the Police Department.
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 2020-81 as read by Madam Clerk.
I'll second.
With your family.
We put it on there, why not? Oh. Good job.
Yeah.
Already made it.
We waited this week.
I state your name.
I, Foster Ziegler,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office of,
all the duties of the office of detective,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yeah, but he has to, I said to Sarah, does it matter if we can get more for the dollar? It's, here's my. We can do that. Webster called, same person, and uses our electric calendar for the meeting.
Nothing better than throwing brass over the
crime scene now. Tell him to go.
We'll have to figure out, do we have to wait on Ziegler? I don't want somebody though taking it, our resident can't use it because somebody.
Chief Cook.
Shouldn't be, you know? That's a concern. Say a few words, Chief.
Only if you.
I'll just say a few words. First, thank you to the committee for letting me, allowing me to, well, for approving this well-earned promotion from within our Detective Bureau. Again, thank you for that as always. Thank you everyone that's here, first responders, retired guys, some of our active guys, first aid squad, some guys from the fire department probably. Again, we always, first responders always show up for each other, and we have a very tight-knit within our township. Everybody supports each other. It's really great to see. Just to say a few things about Foster. He started with our department in 2007, and he was in the patrol division from then and through 2014. During that time frame, he was one of our bicycle officers. Yes, we used to have bicycle officers back in the day. I don't think anybody rides anymore, but he had done that from 2011 through 2013. In 2015, he was assigned as an investigator in Detective Bureau, where he handled general investigations. And in 2016, he then took on juvenile and special victim cases. 2017, I assigned him to Homeland Security, where he worked on local, state, and federal investigations. He was with Homeland Security up until about 2 weeks ago when he came back to our department, and he's now in the Detective Bureau. He'll be handling juvenile cases again, as well as whatever else his boss decides to throw at him. Just a few, there's obviously numerous cases that Ziggy, it's fondly known as Ziggy, had handled while he worked in our Detective Bureau. And thank you to Detective Lieutenant Levinson, who's my historian, who gives me these things. We had some serial house burglaries in 2016. That was a big pain in our butt for a while. Unfortunately, we had a double homicide in 2016 that Ziggy was a part of with the investigations. A big one was we had serial attacks and robberies on escorts, also in 2016. Serial retail thefts from convenience stores that were being committed in 3 different counties. That was in 2015. And we had a domestic violence barricaded suspect in 2014. He's also obviously handled numerous investigations with Homeland Security that I can't talk about because it's Homeland Security. We're not allowed to talk about those things. But his skill set that he's developed over the years doing investigations is just going to make our Detective Bureau that much stronger. The core group there is extremely strong, and we have a very well recognized in the county and the state. Our Detective Bureau is very well recognized and often turned to from other departments for knowledge and stuff on cases that we have that can help them. So thank you everyone for being here, family and friends, thank you, and congrats, Ziggy.
Thank you very much for your words, Chief. At this time, I would like to open up the meeting for public comments on agenda items only.
Want to take a break?
2 minutes.
Okay, we'll take a 2-minute recess. Thank you.
They don't want to stay in here and talk.
They didn't want to stay.
They're running
I
for the
did
door.
last week. Okay, great. 2 minutes, Huber. 2 minutes, Huber.
Stop the crowd. Stop. Where's the lady? Is this where the criminals sit? That's where the criminals sit.
Wait,
portion of the meeting on agenda items only.
This is great. I don't need this. Great.
Of the dozens of people that are here, if anyone has a comment, public comment on agenda items only, seeing none, I'm closing the public comment portion of the meeting. And moving on to reports. Administrator report, Mr. Basicolo.
You can clear a room there, Mr. Mayor.
I tried not to, but everybody got...
He's a nice guy, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, since I lost all of my items, that the reval, I was gonna in the vaping, so what's left is, somebody asked a question on grease traps, do we inspect them? And we inspect every business twice a year. So that is done, and we do have a report on it, so I know that did come up.
You have seen the reports, or, because I don't, supposedly, the people who were doing it weren't doing their job. This is what I was told.
Not true.
All right, I'm just saying what people say.
Okay.
So just make
Well,
sure you get to see
It's
it.
done twice a year by Bloomfield. They do go in and check every business twice a year. Other than that, I think that's about all I actually had left.
Talk about the Board of Health for a second. We had talked about that. Has it improved? I remember, they were trying to get someone else to come in.
Well, originally, just to give you a little background, they wanted Bloomfield. Bloomfield was tied to Madison.
Yeah.
Bloomfield was not allowed to go out and pinch any of Madison's customers directly. Bloomfield and Madison ended up parting ways. Bloomfield then was able to come to us directly. That's how we ended up with Bloomfield. And at the time, the Board of Health was very enamored with Bloomfield and the work that they had done, so we felt that that was a viable option for us. There was no other health department that was willing to take us. We called all over the place.
know.
Now, the county supposedly is starting to do health inspections, but when I called the county, at that point, they didn't have the program really up and running yet. We would have been the first one. We really didn't want to be the guinea pig going and taking the first shot. I did call Rawway again because I had used Rawway in the past. I've sent them a copy of what we're looking for. We still don't have a price from them. So this now has been 3 months with Rawway, and I still don't have any numbers from them yet either.
Okay.
So we're going to see where they are. If by some chance Rawway is a better deal for us at some point, we'll look at breaking the agreement with Bloomfield, and
You have 30 days, or 60 days.
I forget what it is in there. I think it's longer actually in the health department, yeah.
It might be at least 3 months, probably at least 3 months. I don't
Okay.
Yeah, it may even be 6 on that one, we'll have to check. But again, I don't think that's something that you want to mess with, and
No.
you got to make sure we're covered. I mean, it's
Okay.
extremely important, so, but we are out looking again, it's just very difficult to find someone that's willing to take us.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Basicolo?
No.
All right, moving on to finance. Treasurer.
I would like to make a motion to accept the payroll and invoices in the total amount of payroll and vouchers for the period of January 29th, 2020 through February 11th, 2020 in the amount of $4,480,630.50. A nice round number this time.
It's amazing.
I will second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Committeewoman DuBois.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
We,
Mayor Capides.
Yes. Minutes and reports.
Mr. Mayor, organized meeting minutes from January 1st as emailed. Motion.
And the bottom of the first page.
Oh, bottom of
Please.
first.
Special.
Oh, workshop meetings, executive meeting minutes of December 9th, 2019 as emailed. Special meeting, special executive meeting, and regular meeting minutes of December 10th, 2019 as emailed.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
New business. We have 2 ordinances for second reading. Madam Clerk, please read our ordinance 2020-01 by title.
Ordinance 2020-01, this ordinance amends Chapter 19, Streets, Sidewalks, and Driveways of the General Ordinances of the Township to modify provisions relating to right-of-way and street openings.
Madam Chair, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman. As read by clerk, ordinance 2020-01? Publication in local source, February 20th, 2020. That's it.
And I will second.
Okay, for those of you, again, this is the ordinance for the street openings, putting a moratorium on the time that they can open it up. Did we have any further discussion on this?
This is
No.
public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Any public comment? Thank you, Mr. Dowd. Anyone from the public wishing to be heard? On 2020-01? Hearing none, I will close the public comment. Discussion up here?
No, we've discussed.
No, we discussed
All
it.
right. Roll call, please. Thanks.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Aye.
Committeewoman DuBois.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-02. This ordinance amends the Township Code to create the position of Building Grounds Technician within the Department of Public Works.
Chairman. I'd like to ordinance 2020-02, as read by Madam Clerk, and in publication in a local source, February 20th, 2020.
And I will second.
Public comment. Anyone from the public wishing to be heard? Seeing none, I'm closing the public portion. Public comment,
I just have one, John.
discussion up here, yes.
You've seen the qualifications and everything else that they put out for this? That he has, I want this person to be in charge of all the buildings. In other words, he goes to the building.
That's correct.
If you see something, like, just say the lights are burned out in here, he writes it down and he gets it done.
That's correct.
I don't want the buildings to start falling apart.
That is correct.
Buildings and, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you. I have a question.
Yeah,
Buildings and grounds. Would this include the pool during the summer?
No, the pool we're gonna do separately.
Okay.
And that's because we're gonna use a seasonal person at the pool, just so you know.
Okay.
Now, if there's something that needs to be repaired, there's no reason we can't send somebody over there.
Okay.
But that's not the main goal of this, actually. This is for the buildings in the township buildings.
And just to clarify, because I think sometimes it's lost, people think that maybe the town only has one building.
Yeah.
But how many buildings on a day-to-day basis is this person in charge of maintaining?
Well, we got the annex, you got Chisholm, you've got Town Hall. What else do we?
library.
Library, we're doing also. Public Works building itself, actually, our building's there. So, yeah, there's plenty,
There's
plenty, unfortunately.
And Mr. Chairman, now that what you said about the pool, when we were hiring kids to do a lot of maintenance and all that other stuff, they couldn't touch their power tools. In other words, any blowers, anything like that, because of insurance purposes and things like that. That's why we're changing it, or John's gonna change it to a seasonal person over 18 years old that can do it.
Gotcha. And that's what I was thinking about, if this person can be.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. Any further discussion?
No.
No, roll call, please.
Committeeman Huber.
Aye.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Aye.
Committeewoman DuBois.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Okay. We will have a first reading on ordinance 2020-05. This ordinance amends the provisions of the township's revised general ordinances regarding connections to the township sanitary sewer system.
I'm going to make a motion to adopt 2020-05 as read by Madam Clerk to publicize in a local source, February 20th, 2020, with final hearing on March 10th, 2020.
I second.
Is there any discussion up here?
Yes, it's way overdue.
Well, and just so you know, this is some tweaks that we had to make to one,
Yes.
is that's what Craig was working on for us.
Yeah, thank you, Craig. I got it.
I agree
I got
with
it
you.
today and read it, printed it out.
Good.
It was good.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Committeewoman DuBois.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber. Committeeman Kaiser.
Aye.
Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-06. This ordinance amends the provision of the Township Code regarding construction and renovation, site safety, and fencing.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 2020-06 as read by Madam Clerk.
Aye.
Publicized in the local source, February 20th, 2020, with final hearing on March 10th, 2020.
I second.
That's how exciting this is. You cannot wait.
So excited.
Any discussion?
Just so everybody knows, this is to tighten up our fence ordinance for construction sites, for safety reasons, type of fence that's allowed to be put up, that type of thing. We wanted to make sure everything was spelled out, so with Craig's help on this, we're tightening up that ordinance.
Are we,
Smart thing.
are we allowed to do more than 3 days or 5 days of finding? If I find a fence open 5 days in a row, we can keep on finding the person until it's fixed, am I correct?
I would ask that of our esteemed township attorney.
72 hours to cure certain violations. If it's a safety issue, generally our violations are,
Immediately.
yeah, I mean, you're in violation, and if it continues for a certain period of time, it will be a repeat violation,
And just keep on.
continuing violation. Here, there's 72 hours, though,
Yeah.
to
I
cure certain
understand that. But if I have a gate open here, and I'm doing a construction job, and 72 hours goes by, he's notified, he doesn't do it, we fine, we ticket him, fine him. Then the next day, again, he.
Yeah,
so-
it says for
Yes.
every day.
Or every day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you're past that
It's violation.
72-hour period, every day constitutes a new violation.
Thank you. Okay,
Any further clarification?
Nope.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Weber.
What are you
Yes.
asking?
Committeewoman DuBois.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
C,
Committeeman Kaiser.
Aye.
Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2020-07. This ordinance amends the Township Code to update the zoning review fees.
Not me.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, Senor.
Yeah.
That's ordinance, read by Madam Clerk, 2020-07. Publication on local source, February 20th, 20, with final hearing March 10th, 2020.
And I will second.
Any discussion up here? Mr. Basico, you want to just briefly explain?
Yeah, some of the plans that we get in and things take time for our engineer to review, our zoning officer review, et cetera, et cetera. Not covering our costs, so that what this is gonna do is at least gonna get us to recoup the time that we have to put into a lot of these reviews. So that was a reason for this.
Everyone clear?
Yep.
All right, roll call, please.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes?
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeewoman DuBois.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber.
Aye.
Mayor Capides.
C, resolutions. I'm going to do this by consent agenda. If you'd like me to pull one, please let me know. And please note that I am not going to read 2020-81 because we approved that earlier this meeting. Resolution 2020-76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. I have a motion.
I move to adopt resolutions 2020-76 through 2020-80 and 2020-82 through 2020-96.
I just have one question on that. I'll second it, but I have one question.
There's always a caveat with this guy.
95, John, you approve of that? That's okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that is the same number as it was last year.
Okay, just want to make sure. I didn't want to, I just saw that.
Yes.
All right. I second.
Okay, roll
Roll
call
call,
then.
please.
Committeewoman DuBois.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes. Do I have a motion for the discussion and action item listed?
Yeah, we have a request from OEM Coordinator Scott Seidel for CERT volunteer Craig Abrams to attend a FEMA CERT TTT class in Emmitsburg, Maryland from June 8th to the 10th, which will allow CERT to have an in-house trainer, and it is also being reimbursed by FEMA.
I second that request.
Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Weber,
Yes.
Committeewoman DuBois,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes.
I move to approve a request by Edward Walton School PTA for a $50 program credit from the Rec Department for their annual basket auction in March. Similar requests have been approved by the Township Committee in recent years.
Guys,
Oh, second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman DuBois.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
I gotta
Aye.
say.
Deputy Mayor Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes. Okay, anyone have any unfinished business?
nope. I have a few things, but
Seeing none. Correspondence from the Frieden Township regarding Board of Ed elections.
Can I just go on record here?
Yeah, when would we discuss this? Because I'd like to further, like,
Okay, so I don't know what everyone's opinion is. From my understanding, and I believe this was originally done, this was a Christie era agenda item that made sure that we tried to move Board of Ed elections and not the Board of Ed, but also the budget approval process and simplify things so people aren't going to the polls. I'm no fan of Governor Christie by any means, but, you know, this was, I think, a smart thing he did and made sure that, A, more people are going to the polls when it's a November election, but two, especially with the outcome of elections and no one participating, I don't know how you put the budget election in April when no one's paying attention. So I think it was a smart move. I know a couple of towns like Frieden Township, who probably has how many thousand residents, probably should be merged to another township, wants to spend more money on elections that no one's even paying attention to. I don't know, that's just my kind of.
I agree with you, because we used to get a couple hundred people out to vote for education, and it cost us thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
Linda was here till whatever time at night. 9, 10 o'clock at night, so.
I don't know if anyone else has a different.
I agree with you.
Agree with you.
And I think excellent points.
well, what
I
are
agree
your
with you
views on
wholeheartedly.
the point of taking away the public's ability to vote on the budget then?
I think that there was
Just
so
curious.
few people
No, I know.
that participated that it wasn't even giving them an opportunity, or the public wasn't paying attention enough to make an informed decision.
Well-
On that, I think also, some of the items, this budget, especially with infrastructure, takes money. And if you put it out there that, yes, we need to bond sometimes, that's what an elected official is up here to do, is to vote on those kinds of things. So it doesn't go to the community, who might just see a large number and not, A, understand that it's over time, or B, the necessity of it, and might vote that down and be a detriment to the community. So I don't think it's taking anything away from the public. The public has an option to make decisions in November. And the people running for office let their positions be known. So I think that's the time that the public can voice their opinion and can go to the public hearings beforehand of both the Board of Education and us
That's a fair point.
to voice it. So that's my opinion.
I appreciate your perspective. I think it was well said. Thank you.
I think the public should have a chance to vote on it.
You do.
I do, I mean, and I was, when it came to the football field, I was the deciding vote, to be very honest with you. I really think the public should have had more of a say in it, I feel. All right,
I'm sure the mayor of Frieden, wish him luck in this endeavor.
With that said, I would now like to open up the meeting for public comment. Any governmental issue, please come and use the microphone, say your name and address for the record, and there is a 5-minute time limit.
Better get them football.
Mr. Mayor, an update real quick. We have 12 buildings in town, by the way, we take care of. total.
12.
12,
That's more than I think most people would recognize.
yeah.
Can I just, I'm sorry, you can stay right there, Mike, it'll only take me a second.
5 minutes though.
Just one more
I
quick,
agree with him, though.
no, I,
Oh, I was just
Just-
gonna throw,
just
about to
wait.
throw the timer out.
but one more
And I don't
question.
have any kids in the school system.
Oh, one more question. The question at hand, and I appreciate everything Committeeman Kaiser said. The question at hand here is just putting a referendum up to allow the public to decide if we would move it or not, correct? We wouldn't make the decision to move it. Is that what we're asking?
Correct.
So it
I
would just be to
believe,
put a referendum up to see if the public wants to move it to April.
I know, I
But-
can't see 2 elections, I'm sorry.
I think it,
Thousands of dollars.
yeah, the decision was made back in the day, was a cost-saving measure.
Yes.
So that the
Good.
towns aren't producing 2 elections, paying poll workers twice, and it was expensive. And I don't understand, I really, I think we want more participation in elections, and I think by moving it to an April date,
This wasn't the election he moved to benefit himself, right?
Yeah,
no,
didn't
no,
want- that was a
no.
different time.
That was a special
Okay,
election. No,
okay.
this was.
I'm trying to
we used have
remember.
School board
There were
elections
so
were
many movements.
my understanding is school board elections were nonpartisan. So, back in the day, you would,
Mm-hmm.
hey, to separate politics completely, you would have a different day for it. Unfortunately, it became as an expense and as a way to save money, you could combine both ballots.
I'm just throwing it out there, devil's advocate, because I'm kind of on the fence. Since this is, the idea is either put it up to a referendum or not, hypothetically speaking, if we decided we wanted to, couldn't we then present that information and like the cost and everything, and then let people decide if they think it's worth the cost? I understand that there's always a low turnout and things like that, but that could be presented, I'm just throwing it out there.
No,
I mean, when would we have to?
I'll tell you what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that you put it out there, there's so little response to it that the few that wanted, now it becomes a 10 to 9
Yeah.
vote that, and then we're eating up
But
thousands of dollars on it.
I don't,
anyway.
yeah.
Well, the
but
first
no,
step would be a referendum
to-
anyway. People might say they don't even want it.
hey, I love this back and forth. This
Yeah.
is why I ran.
No, I know.
This is
I'm
the
kind
fun
of on the
part.
fence. I'm
This is the
really on
fun
the
part
fence
of the
about
job. My just understand, hey, I think we're all elected to make these decisions.
Correct.
And I think sometimes when you put things out for referendum, our state doesn't have a referendum system as other states. I think that's our job up here to make those decisions. You as the public elect us, and we have the responsibility to come up with policy. And this policy was probably decided on the state level, and we elected those people to make this decision, and I think it, for the most part, it's worked out. I don't think anyone can point to us and say that it hasn't. I don't see in our town the politicization of the Board of Ed. It's not like there's tickets running together. And I don't think that's anywhere else. So that's why I would say, hey, I think it's working out quite fine. And, I don't know exactly what he would point to. Maybe he's worried.
We started the time.
I agree with Committeeman.
Well, I think what he says in the letter is, by the time the budgets are approved, it's already midway through. So there's, I don't know, okay.
Usually there's even nobody opposing people in town,
That's the other part of it, too.
so it'd be a waste of money. Yeah,
No, but it's about having the budget, the residents would vote whether or not they want the budget.
2% and under, which the guy over at the high school is very good at. Then you have to put it on the ballot. Am I correct, Chris, with that?
Say it
If
again?
it's 2% or under, they don't have to put it on.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think it should
Well, that's
If it's
another
over
factor.
2%, they gotta vote on it, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
But with it, so even with, if this change were to happen, it would be the same context? It would say, if it's under 2%?
I don't know the answer to that
Yeah,
question.
so I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if we decided we wanted to do it, the referendum would be when? November,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or primary? So we would
I
still
don't
have
know.
time.
We'd have some time
All
to
right,
research it.
I'll do a little digging and just try.
And if you want,
We don't have to
we
decide
could also,
tonight.
right, we
Yeah.
don't decide now if we wanna put it on an agenda for
Sorry,
work
it's
session. We
just,
could do
I'm
that.
really fascinated. It's kind
No,
of
it's
something,
fine.
I'm usually very opinionated one way or another. With this, I'm not really. I'm kind of on the fence.
What do you got, Michael?
If
Mr.
I owned a
Bartosh.
house in this town,
Can
I
I'm
had
sorry.
children going to the school system.
And you are?
My name is Mike Bartosh. I live at 77 Tudor Court.
Start the time.
I would, and they were taking out 51 or 52% of my taxes I would definitely want to vote on it. As an individual with children in the school system.
Problem is,
Or even if I did own a house and had no kids in the school system, I would still want to vote on it.
problem is we absorb the voter cost on stuff like that.
You know what?
Chalk it up to 53%, you know what I mean?
Whatever. But that's
No, I
my
get it.
personal
No,
opinion.
I get it.
Okay?
I want to further investigate this, I'm interested. Yes, now why you came.
Now, sorry. I got
No, you get to
this
start
phone call
over.
from, he just landed at West Palm, so
Oh.
I gotta take this.
Living his best life.
Donald?
I vote for adjournment.
First of all,
The duck?
That's awesome. Thank you. I think you made
Committeeman
my
Weber
night.
and myself had a discussion back on the, late November in reference to putting 2 benches or 1 bench that was donated by the Environmental Commission
Yes.
Tracks.
and delivered to the DPW in like late November. Hopefully it's still there.
Nope.
I have an
It is,
answer. The bench that was donated is at DPW, and it will be put in Veterans Park in April on Arbor Day. Dedication,
Outstanding.
There's gonna be a ceremony.
the ceremony.
Great.
Arbor Day.
Now, there's one other thing. I don't know what's going on with the Sarah Bailey building, but there is also a bench out in the front there that we could possibly remove and also put that into Veterans Park
Okay.
instead of a, well, I don't even want to
No, you and I have talked about it before. You don't think that,
instead of a shuffleboard.
I was gonna say to you, you and I have talked about it before. You don't think there'd be any
No,
kind of use?
none whatsoever. The park is not utilized now.
I know that.
So
Is
put
there a-
2 benches in there, let me grab a book on an early Sunday morning and go in and reflect in there about the time that I spent in Vietnam and the people that fought alongside of me and died alongside me.
No, I get it. I
That-
100% get it,
I
but-
think that's the least we could do, you know, put it underneath one of the trees where the shade is and whatever. But that's my opinion. You know, there's another bench, like I said, over at Sarah Bailey. I don't know if that building has been sold, if you keep on, you're gonna use it or whatever, but there is a bench there. And I think we should utilize that one also.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing that I have here is, I don't know if the town has a motto. And this was presented to me, and I believe it's in the police station and the Springfield Public Library by my mentor and friend, Sandy Weingarten. And I would like to present this to you, Mayor, and to also to the town council to take a look at this verbiage that he has down here on the bottom, to see if you would pass a resolution accepting this as the town motto for the town of Springfield.
We can
What's
consider
the
it,
motto?
absolutely. The motto is
Mayor, to read it for you. I believe there's a copy in the police
I
department.
have a cup.
community, it's,
One all framed.
it says community and unity. Community and unity answers the call and lays the foundation to build self-esteem and all. And what is this down, do you recognize the signature?
No, I don't recognize, I don't know.
But this is, where did you say this was in?
This is from Sandy Weingarten,
Okay,
a pillar of the community and a friend of mine and also a mentor.
sure, we know Sandy
And,
well.
I,
He gave
like I
them
said,
out.
I would like to
I
present
have one
that
in frame.
Absolutely.
for a resolution to be made as the town motto.
Okay. Well, thank you.
And that's all I have,
Oh, God, I've been killed
except for
today.
Alex knocking all the papers off. I
I,
want to thank everybody else for showing up.
No,
It was
seriously,
dressed as a
thank
chair
you.
day.
But thank you for coming, and being loyal resident and supporter, and we always appreciate your input and what you have to say.
I think I'm speaking for the town itself and not my personal gratification or satisfaction or for me.
That goes without saying, rest assured. That goes without saying.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public comment portion of the meeting. We have executive session resolution. Madam Clerk.
Resolution 21120, whereas Article 6 of the Open Public Meetings Act provides that a public body may hold a closed session, and whereas the Township Committee will during this meeting enter into discussion of the following matters: personnel, deferred compensation programs, personnel, recreation, attorney-client privilege, library, and we have added to that list, contract negotiations, redevelopment, Morris Avenue. Whereas the matters to be discussed in closed session are to remain in the strictest of confidence by all Township Committee members in furtherance of their fiduciary duties to the Township. Now therefore be it resolved, matters discussed at this meeting will be released to the public and reasons for discussing and acting upon them in closed session no longer exists. I have a motion?
I make a motion to close.
Second?
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye. Going into executive session, there will be no action taken.